What's up, guys? It's me, it's the ALE Double X Prince, and I'm here to give you my review of both NXT TakeOver Toronto and WWE Survivor Series. And, well, you could easily tell which show was better considering its TakeOver special and a Big Four pay-per-view, but damn, both shows definitely deliver one more than the other, obviously. But, I need to talk about a lot of stuff, so I'll just start right away. But I'll start with NXT Takeover Toronto since that happened first. Bobby Roode versus Ty Dillinger, and easily a really interestingly great match. I mean, this is my second match of the night for this show. This is just a damn right good show. But yeah, they definitely had a really good opener. Ty Dillinger bringing the style that he brings, and Bobby Roode bringing the style that he brings. And because they're in Canada, they did take it a little bit old school, which I loved. And it was just a really good match. I think that Ty Dillinger definitely brought his game. Now he's definitely one of the most over talents there. With the whole 10 gimmick, and I'll talk about Survivor Series later. Because during the alright, so I'll talk about Survivor Series later. But it had something to do with Ty Dillinger. He wasn't in the show, but you'll see what I mean. But yeah, this crowd was so over. They basically brought the whole game to it, and it was a good match. Bobby Roode wins, but Ty Dillinger had a standing ovation, which was great. Loved this match. Definitely, I'm excited for the future for these two in NXT. The Authors of Pain beating TM61. Now, this is my least favorite match of the night, not because of the result, not because of the match quality, it's just because, I mean, for the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, people are mainly going to remember James Ellsworth being at the top of the cage. That's pretty much what everybody's going to remember. And this match was too short. I wish it would last a little bit. I'm happy with it, though. It was alright. I definitely bring the Authors of Pain more prestige. But personally, what I would have done with the whole tournament is have hashtag DIY versus the Revival in the finals. Have DIY win, giving them a chance to say that they could beat the Revival. And then we have that classic match that they had later that night. At NXT TakeOver Japan, making NXT TakeOver Japan way more bigger than it could have been. But I want to see what they go with this. But Authors of Pain and TM61, I'm still happy with it. It was still a pretty enjoyable match. TM61 basically just climbed parts of the cages and started doing hops. But once it picked up, the match ended, which pissed me off. But yeah, Authors of Pain, I'm glad that they won, showing that not only faces have to win, but they are also giving momentum to the heels, which I'm happy about. They didn't have like a big tradition like last year with the whole Dusty Rhodes family, Cody Rhodes and Goldust showing up, and like all the family shows up and stuff. This time it was just Triple H and Goldust and William Regal all celebrating with the Authors of Pain and Paul Ellering. Okay. So yeah. Then we get the match of the night, and possibly one of the best matches this entire year. Hashtag DIY beating the Revival in a 2 out of 3 falls match for the NXT Tag Team Championships. This was a fantastic match. This is the best year for tag teams, especially for the Revival. They've been killing it with American Alpha. They've had great matches with some of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic competitors. DIY, oh my god. These guys are killing it, and the fact that they lost, I was like, okay, it's time to push a new tag team, Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, and I actually thought they were going to lose because this could have led to Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa feuding. Maybe they'll build it up in 2017, which I would definitely be up to see. Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa need to have another match after the Cruiserweight Classic. They need another one, but this is a great start. The Revival just killed it again. They try to mock Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa with their signature move with the kicks, but eventually Scott Dawson falls for their finisher because they kind of swapped finishers at one point. It was just a really good match. I was at the last fall, I was just hooked, like, oh shit, who's gonna win? It started off slow, but it picked up later. It ain't 5 stars. I'll say that. But damn, it was damn close to 5 stars. But my favorite part was probably when the ending, how it ended. Like Johnny Gargano has one of the guys in the submission hold, then Tommaso Ciampa comes in another submission hold. They're holding hands, the Revival, but eventually they both tap out and they are the new tag team champions. It was a great match. This alone should tell you that this is the match to watch. So definitely, yeah. And I almost thought they were gonna lose because Johnny Gargano was gonna lose the exact same way. Uh, um, he lost at Brooklyn. So damn, props to this match. It was just a damn good match. I could watch it again and again. It was a really good damn match. Next we got Asuka versus Mickie James for the NXT Women's Championship. I'm happy Mickie James won. I hope she stays to build up new stars, but I look like Asuka's turning heel at this point. The way the match ended, but let me just say that Mickie James is like the queen of botching finishes because Asuka had Mickie James in the submission hole and Mickie James tapped out right away. Like I don't know what happened. I guess it was just a botch, but I don't know. Mickie James botches a lot with her moves, but easily I miss Mickie James a lot in the ring. She's one of my crushes. She had some good matches with Trish Stratus and Lita, very underrated matches. I know that Trish Stratus and Asuka were gonna fight originally, but I heard that Trish is pregnant, so obviously they couldn't have that match. So, but damn, this is a fun match a pretty good match. I was a little bummed out. I wish it went a little bit longer. I wish it was one of those women's championship classics. I want it to be like that good. It wasn't. It was all right. Definitely wasn't the match tonight. Even though this is the match I was excited for the most, it wasn't the match tonight. But I think people are gonna remember the ending. Mickie James holds her hand like this. Asuka's like ready to shake her hand, but she just holds the championship up and she just leaves. So I think Asuka's turning heel. I don't know what they're gonna do. I hope Mickie James stays to build other wrestlers because the women's division in NXT is horrible. Like nobody is over in that division. That's why I wish they kept some of the women that they have currently. They definitely should have kept Emma, but I know she's injured. Who else they could have kept? Fuck. They could have kept a lot of people. I don't know. Alexa Bliss it's debatable because she's doing a fantastic job in SmackDown, but she could also be here too. Carmella definitely should stay because I don't like her as a heel. I like her more as a face, so that could have been great if she stayed for a while. You know, even Marie, even though she's suspended, maybe even fired, could have done something with her. I don't know. But yeah, they definitely need some more women in this in NXT that could get over. I know they're building new talents, but they need some more people. Obviously, Asuka and Ember Moon are probably gonna fight at Japan, but which is great. But I want to see other people. Samoa Joe versus Shinsuke Nakamura. For the NXT Championship, this wasn't as great as their Brooklyn match. That was just more of a spectacle, good match. This was a brawl. Samoa Joe is whooping Shinsuke Nakamura's ass. Shinsuke had some momentum, but eventually Samoa Joe destroyed him. And I was like afraid that Shinsuke Nakamura was just gonna pull out a victory out of nowhere. But no, Samoa Joe beats Shinsuke Nakamura and becomes a two-time NXT champion. Very good match. I really enjoyed this match a lot too. And yes, showing that nothing is predictable. So and I'm glad that Samoa Joe wins because I heard they're gonna bring both these guys up for the roster. So I'm pretty sure they want to get one last hurrah. But I don't want to see a third match. I feel like they should wait for that until they get to the main roster. Definitely. But and hell, this could be a feud that could continue until WrestleMania. I know I'm over pushing it, but think about it. WrestleMania, Shinsuke, Samoa Joe pushing how NXT's been doing a good job with their talents. But I'm pretty sure Hideo Itami's coming back and he's going to take on Samoa Joe. They're going to bring back the story of who injured Hideo Itami back in NXT TakeOver Unstoppable. And it makes sense for it to be Samoa Joe. That's the night he debuted. So, yeah, that should definitely be the feud that they should go with. And as far as Shinsuke goes, hell, he could take on Kota Ibushi and they could have a fantastic match at NXT TakeOver Japan. That would make a shitload of sense. I know Kota has a part-time contract, but damn, they could definitely do that match, and it would be so incredible. I'm pretty sure they will both be up for that match, and hell, they could have another 5-star classic match of the year. For all I know, damn, NXT TakeOver Japan looks like a legit show now. Booking those two matches, we have Ember Moon and Asuka probably. We might have a rematch with the NXT Tag Team Championship belts. Possible for a ladder match. I would be down to see that. And I won't. Otherwise, I'll see Authors of Pain versus DIY. That's the only thing I see happening next. So yeah, there could be a lot of potential matches. So be up to see what they go with. So yeah, that was NXT TakeOver Toronto. I'm gonna have to give it a 9 out of 10. Yeah, it was a 9 out of 10. It was a really damn good show. Definitely a must see NXT TakeOver special. I'm gonna give it an A. That's an A show. It felt like an old school Canadian Stampede type of show, with some modernization, with some technical wrestling. You know, it had a match for everything. You know, it had an old school brawl match. It had a technical wrestling match. It had a great, pretty solid returning women's championship. It had you know, a lot of different styles of matches happen in this show. So that's what I love about shows like this. I almost gave it a 10 out of 10, but I really wanted TM61 versus Authors of Pain to be just a little bit longer and a little bit better. You know? Okay. So yeah, it was definitely a must-see show. Go watch it if you haven't. Now let's talk about Survivor Series. Yes, the Big 4 pay-per-view. And let's just say that this year the Big 4 pay-per-views were not that great. Royal Rumble was pretty good. I actually enjoyed that show. WrestleMania, it was going good for a while until the main event fucked it all up for us. SummerSlam was a bit overrated. Besides one match, nothing really mattered in the show. And we all know which one we're talking about, AJ and Cena. And everything else was kind of a disappointment. It was the debut of the Universal Championship, the ugliest belt in the history of this company. So yeah, this is easily gonna be maybe the best show of the Big 4. Maybe that or the Royal Rumble. I'm gonna have to probably say the Royal Rumble because at least that was just 3 hours, and this was 4 hours. But I mean, I'm mainly just disappointed with the results than the actual matches, because all these matches were good except for, of course, the main event. But yeah, overall, I think yeah, besides the result, I think everything was pretty solid. I mean, we kick it out. First of all, the kickoff show, we had Team Perkins versus, you know, the face cruiserweights versus the heel cruiserweights. The faces win. Obviously, it was okay. Luke Harper loses to Kane, which is kind of dumb, but I'm okay with it. No one really watched the kickoff, but let's kick it off with the real show. Well, we all thought was gonna be in the middle of the show. Happened first. Team Raw versus Team SmackDown, the women's match. Yes. Nikki Bella did not appear. She was apparently attacked by somebody, and then Natalia magically appears and says, "You know what? I know I'm the coach, but I should definitely be in that match." And Daniel Bryan's like, "Yeah, we have no choice. You're gonna be in the match." So obviously, Natalia attacked Nikki Bella. It was too obvious. People are pointing out Carmella, but no, it was obviously Natalia. Even the crowd knew it. Pretty sure they yelled, "You can't fool us." And throughout the traditional tag team matches, every time they were counting, there was a count out to the outside. People were counting outside. People kept going 10, 10, 10 because Ty Dillinger had the best match of his career the following night, showing you how over Ty Dillinger was that night. But yeah, I was actually kind of bummed out with this match. There was a lot of like flopping and shit, and like eventually Team Raw wins, but there's some parts that I was kind of bummed out, like Nia Jax tapping out to Becky Lynch. It shows that Becky Lynch is a strong women wrestler, but I mean, the way Nia Jax lost, was like, really? That's how she gonna lose? We had so many disappointing parts in the match. Sasha Banks gets eliminated quickly. It should have been Alexa Bliss and Becky Lynch versus the three of the four horsewomen, showing the friendship breaking up. Hell, that could have been a perfect way to eliminate Sasha Banks. Have Alexa Bliss defeat Sasha Banks and say like, yes, I am. Yeah, I don't need to be a four horsewoman to show that I'm the best. So that would have been a great storytelling match. And then eventually the last two for Team Raw who won were Bayley and Charlotte. And once the match ended, Charlotte attacks Bayley because Team Raw already won, so it's back to normal. Charlotte's back again as a heel, and I'm pretty sure it's gonna lead to Bayley versus Charlotte at WWE Roadblock. Why are they having Roadblock? Because we already had it earlier this year. It's pretty stupid. But I know the original Roadblock was technically a house show, but it was shown live. We saw Dean and Triple H, so you know why. Next we have Miz and Sami Zayn. This is a good match. Sami Zayn did not win due to Maurice attacking the due to Maurice ringing the bell, and Sami Zayn thought he won, and Miz eventually rolls him up, and Miz retains the Intercontinental Championship, showing that because Team Raw was almost fucked. Team SmackDown was fucked the whole night, but Miz being the first one to win one of the matches showed a lot, and it shows that like the Daniel Bryan Miz feud is definitely gonna continue. I'm pretty happy that Miz wins. I really wanted Sami Zayn to win just so he could go to SmackDown, but guess not. Everything stays back to normal, and overall I thought it was a fun match. I actually thought the match was pretty good. Definitely shows that Miz is the best heel this whole year, maybe the best superstar this year as far as a heel goes. Like shit. So yeah, I'm gonna go with that. That was a pretty solid match. Next thing I want that came up was Team Raw and Team SmackDown Live. As far as the tag teams go, Enzo Amore comes. So at SummerSlam, because they were in Brooklyn, they were referencing Biggie Smalls. This time they were referencing Drake. I got enemies, got a lot of enemies. So yeah, they referenced Drake. I like the whole Enzo Amore referencing rappers wherever they're at. It's a pretty smart idea for them to have. Eventually, the match continues. I swear to God, Breezango look like male strippers. Fuck this fashion police. They look like fucking strippers, like some Magic Mike rejects. But eventually they got eliminated first. I'm glad because I'm tired of seeing them looking like fucking male strippers. They get eliminated by Kofi Kingston. Then the Usos eliminate the New Day. And I'm happy about this because the Usos are like the most over tag team on SmackDown, showing that we've been here first. We don't need all these like new guys to be there, and it was great. The Usos were the all-star of this match, besides Cesaro and Sheamus, which I'll get to later. What else happened in the match? There's a part where they all jump to the outside. I forgot who eliminated Gallows and Anderson. I'm pretty sure it was Slater and Rhino. Yeah, it was Slater and Rhino. Eventually the final two were the Usos for Team SmackDown and Cesaro and Sheamus. And easily the Usos were definitely my favorite part of this match. I actually wanted Team SmackDown to win, but Team Raw won, showing that Cesaro and Sheamus, even though they hate each other, they could be a pretty damn fun tag team. This is like the better version of Team Hell No. Definitely no Angelico, Ivelisse, and Son of Havoc type of tag team. They were more funnier, but I think these guys could bring better matches as together. And tonight on Raw, they're gonna face the New Day for the tag team championships. Please have them win already, and then we can have the rematch at Roadblock, whatever. And then at WrestleMania, we could have Cesaro and Sheamus versus Enzo and Cass. That makes sense. Or not Gallows and Anderson, but whoever they're gonna take on. Please, please have him over. Next up, we have the cruiserweight match, and okay, I know that Baron Corbin maybe was gonna interfere. I had a feeling. Thanks to that, I lost a fucking bet. Um, but if Baron Corbin was gonna win, have him attack Kalisto. He was the guy he was going for. Anyways, hell, we can have Kalisto win, and Brian Kendrick still be the cruiserweight champion, but bring the cruiserweights to SmackDown. And due to that, because Brian Kendrick's in so many 205 live posters with him holding the cruiserweight championship, so I was curious if he was gonna win or not. But he fucking, we could have brought the cruiserweights to SmackDown, and they could have helped him out a lot. But no, and how we could have pulled off a story of Baron Corbin versus the cruiserweight, something like that. But yeah, 205 live. Even though the cruiserweights are still gonna be in Raw, still kind of bummed out. Overall, I thought the match was fine. I thought it was pretty good. It was going good. It was actually better than Brian Kendrick versus T.J. Perkins at the previous pay-per-view before. So yeah, definitely okay match. Thought it was alright. Next, we get the second main event. The main roster, like the males superstars of Team Raw versus Team SmackDown. And the first one eliminated was Dean Ambrose, but because AJ and Dean are continuously feuding. Oh, by the way, did I mention this is the match of the night? Yeah, this was definitely the match of the night. It definitely elevated some superstars and continued some feuds that we're gonna see in the future. But yeah, Dean Ambrose was eliminated. Even though AJ could have helped him, he didn't. There's a part where Bray wants Braun Strowman back in his team, but he said no. Bray and Randy Orton have Braun Strowman at the table, the announce table, which Shane jumps through the table. They're both gonna get counted out. Shane makes it back into the ring, and James Ellsworth under the ring grabs Braun Strowman by the feet, making it perfect for Braun Strowman to look strong instead of having him lose clean, being tapped out or pinned like Nia Jax. But yeah, James Ellsworth is the reason why Braun Strowman gets eliminated, and Braun Strowman beats the shit out of James Ellsworth, throws him to the barricade, to the entrance ramp. There's like a bunch of tables around that technical area. It looked old school. It looked fucking good. It reminded me of the Attitude Era when they used to do that shit. It looked pretty fucking brutal. And yeah, that's it for James Ellsworth. Maybe he's not in SmackDown, but Braun Strowman definitely is looking strong. How the fuck did this happen? Braun Strowman went from a boring ass wrestler to an over guy. I feel like because they fucked up with Ryback, they want to do Braun Strowman better, and they can't fuck up Braun Strowman. It's impossible at this point. Definitely, I don't want to see him as the world champion next. Maybe push him to the U.S. championship. But Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman sounds like a boring ass match. I gotta be honest, that does sound boring as shit. But yeah, next thing that happened in the match, who got eliminated next? Oh, this was fucking scary as shit. But Roman Reigns was like set like on the side of the ring post. Shane was going for the Van Terminator, and it was obvious that Roman Reigns was gonna spear Shane. It looked obvious, but it was kind of botched, and the pinfall was 1, 2, and the ref stopped, so I got confused. But Shane looked like he was on a concussion. His eyes were just like this, and he looked dead. I was like scared. I was fucking terrified. I thought Shane died. But Shane gets KO'd. He gets out of the ring. They take him. I hope he's doing fine. I haven't heard anything from him, but damn, that was so damn scary to watch. Alright, Kevin Owens and Chris Jericho got eliminated really, really damn stupid. KO, Team Jerry KO, they get eliminated kind of stupid. Kevin Owens hits AJ Styles with the list. The list is technically an object. It's metal, so it works. Kevin Owens was going back to his spot, but Kevin Owens got eliminated. Jericho was complaining because the list got completely messed up. Eventually, it's gonna lead to Jericho and Kevin Owens feuding. Randy Orton RKO's Chris Jericho from behind, and that was it for them. And then we led to AJ Styles, AJ Styles, Bray Wyatt, and Randy Orton for Team SmackDown. Team Raw, we had the Shield. And my personal opinion, I thought AJ and Seth Rollins were gonna be the final two. But I'm glad that they didn't, because I'm pretty sure they want to save Seth and AJ possible feud once they both get drafted to the same show. So this is what happened. They were all brawling, going back and forth. AJ Styles gets attacked by Dean Ambrose, who's been eliminated already. Then security takes the Shield. I mean, not the Shield. Whoops, spoiler alert. Dean Ambrose gets taken by security. Seth and Roman Reigns attack security. They set up a triple powerbomb to AJ Styles to another announce table. There was 3 announce tables, by the way. 4 commentators is too much, people. But yeah, that happened. The Shield reunion. Dean is still on SmackDown, so there's obviously no Shield reunion. They just did that spot just because it was great seeing the Shield back, and Survivor Series was the night that they debuted. So that was good to see. And then AJ Styles gets pinned by, I want to say Seth Rollins. Yeah, Seth Rollins. And then it led to the final 2, Wyatt family versus Shield. This was great. And then Luke Harper appears out of nowhere, which is weird. And then eventually Seth Rollins gets RKO'd by Randy Orton, and I was thinking Roman Reigns is gonna beat the Wyatts like that. Nope, this does not happen. They were brawling for a little bit. Roman Reigns is going for the spear. Randy gets in the way so Roman Reigns can get speared, and Bray Wyatt, Sister Abigail's Roman, and the Wyatts are the final sole survivors of the match, making the Wyatts look strong. Finally, this could be their way of saying, we're sorry we've messed up the Wyatt family. Let me make it up to you. And the whole Randy Bray Wyatt chemistry works perfectly. Hearing voices in his head, his voices of Bray Wyatt is perfect. It's beautiful story time. Obviously, I could tell that they're mocking the whole broken Matt Hardy story going on in TNA, but I don't care. It's fucking working. And whoa, this video's been going on for 27 minutes. It's kind of longer than Goldberg versus Brock Lesnar, and that's what I'm about to talk about next. Brock Lesnar makes his entrance. Phenomenal. Goldberg makes his entrance. Outstanding. The match starts. Brock Lesnar goes to punch Goldberg. Goldberg pushes Brock Lesnar out of the way. Spear. Brock Lesnar was getting up. Another spear. And Goldberg gets the jackhammer and does the jackhammer. And 1, 2, 3. Goldberg beats Brock Lesnar in less than 2 minutes. 1 minute and 25 seconds, we have said. I was a little bit bummed out because Brock Lesnar has been built for 3.5 years. He's the guy who defeated the Streak at WrestleMania. I know the whole UFC drug test happened, but I'm curious to know if this is probably gonna lead to Undertaker and Goldberg at the Royal Rumble. I don't want to see it at WrestleMania. Make it happen at the Royal Rumble because I think Undertaker and John Cena still needs to happen at Mania. But yeah, it makes sense considering that the Beast conquered the Undertaker. Does that mean Goldberg can conquer the Undertaker too? Because at this point, Goldberg looks like the hottest star currently due to Brock Lesnar being the hottest star currently. And does this mean Brock Lesnar is done? Because I don't see anything else going on for Brock Lesnar. I definitely don't want Goldberg Lesnar 3. We had a shitty match at WrestleMania 20. We had a squash match here. So I don't know what's gonna happen next for Brock. I think he's done. I think this is gonna lead to Brock Lesnar versus Samoa Joe. Make it happen. Samoa Joe or Shinsuke Nakamura. Both those guys are getting called up soon. Pick one. I don't care. It's gonna be great. Yeah, it's gonna be fantastic. So yeah, I think that's gonna happen. I think that was it. I'm gonna have to give this show a B minus because some of the endings to these matches were weird. I definitely wanted stuff to be even Steven ish, cause I would have wanted Team Raw and Team SmackDown to have like one individual match, whether it's the women or tag team, and then from there we decide who wins the conclusion. I guess they were evening it out with the whole Miz winning. The whole Brian Kendrick match, even though it was a good match, I was kind of bummed out that the cruiserweights are staying on Raw. But 205 Live looks pretty good, so yeah, there's that. They definitely tuned us in for Raw due to the fucking main event. It's laughable. It's pretty fucking funny. Think about it. So yeah, that's gonna happen. Raw's definitely gonna look like it's gonna be an interesting ass show. With a pretty good tag team match on their way. Funny, interesting Goldberg segment. I'm curious to know what's gonna happen with Mick Foley and Stephanie. What they have booked for Brokeback. Please don't have Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens. After this match, do you really want to see Kevin and Reigns fight? Yeah, I don't know. Well, I don't know what else I could do. Kevin Owens, Chris Jericho. I'm down to see that actually. Uh, yeah, definitely that's gonna be a good, interesting Raw. Definitely SmackDown looks fantastic. Want to see what they do with Dean and AJ. But yeah, I'm excited for the future. This is a long video. I don't want to keep you guys standing. Obviously, Takeover was the best special out of the weekend. So yeah, it's me, the Ayo Elite Double X Prince. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. And until then, I'm out.